Okay, welcome back. I sealed and sanded some stuff, and I'm still waiting for some stuff to dry, but our chisel and hammer are dry and ready to be painted. I'll smooth the handle down a little bit so that when we seal it one more time, all the dust nibs are gone. Same thing on the chisel. Get rid of all the dust nibs and stuff. Okay. What we're going to do is paint the hammer head and the chisel silver. So basically get a paintbrush out and do some metallic paint. This is metallic silver. And this one is sterling silver. Shake the bottle. Put some on my palette. And get on with it. Basically, we want to make it silver from this point all the way down. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the hammerhead. Again. All we're trying to do is give it its first coat. Found that it takes about 2 coats to get a nice coverage. So basically what we do is just let her dry and then put another coat on. That's all we're doing on the hammerhead itself and the chisel itself. And then the collar of the chisel will get a copper look. Okay, let's do our copper. We won't need very much of this. And do like we did with the silver. And we'll let those dry, and then we'll put a second coat on it. Our lettering hasn't dried yet. Still got a little bit of tackiness to it, so waiting on that. We're waiting on our clock face to dry, and we're waiting on our shield to dry. So we'll be back when those all get dried. Thanks for watching. Welcome back. Okay, for our final step is assembly and putting on the bar top coating, which is a real thick epoxy. As you can see, I've made like a little dam here and a container for it. The dam around here is for when we pull this off, it'll allow it to make nice and smooth edges. So the first thing we got to do is we got to tack everything down, and what I usually do is I tack it down with CA and have to unclog the bottle a little bit here. For the very fact the epoxy will get underneath it and seal it all in, so this is just to hold it in place. Maybe. put a little bit of accelerator on the back of this. And basically what we're going to do is put it down right in the marks. Okay, that's one down. I put little marks on the other ones so I knew where they were going to go. So put a little glue here, a little glue here, a little glue here. Spray a couple spots on the back of my piece. Put it down to where I want it to be. Hold it in place for a little bit. And that should be good. Do the same for the chisel. A little here, a little there. Put some accelerator on it. Basically put it where I want it to be and stick it down. And the last one is the hammer. And I've already marked it, so I kind of know where it's going to be. Be. It's pretty good right there. Hold it here for a few seconds and everything should be in its place. The next thing we got to do is mix our epoxy up and pour it on and then wait for it to dry. Okay, I've got everything in the cup and now I'm going to mix it together. This is something that you got to very, very thoroughly mix. If you don't, it'll have soft spots. So they say mix it for 2 minutes. Scraping the sides, scraping the paddle. Just mix it and mix it and mix it. Don't look too bad now. Okay, after you got it mixed, basically what you do is just kind of pour it on. And you just let it flow. Trying to get a look on all sides here to make sure I didn't miss anything. We'll just keep on looking at it and watching it for a little while and then poking any bubbles that we can. But for the most part, she looks pretty good. That's it. Hope you like this particular project. We still have to put the works in it. Basically all we got to do is drill a 1/4 inch hole in it, put the works in it, put the hands on it, and we're done. Okay, we're finally here. Final assembly of the clock movement into the finished clock. The first thing we need to do, and kind of a reminder, like I said, when I made the location lines on the face way back in machining, I put a little dipple in the middle, kind of planning ahead so I get my hole in the right place. Now we got to drill a 5/16 hole for the clock movement, and we're going to put it right on that dimple. So there we are. Got that in there. Let's get rid of all the debris. So we're ready to start installing our mechanism. Our mechanism we're using is a Woodcraft clock movement for the 5/8 thickness that we need. So the first thing we're going to do is put this nut on here, and basically this is the set depth. Okay, there we got our depth, and we'll put a nut and washer on the top. This is basically to protect the finish, the little rubber part. And put our nut on. So that's nice and tight. Then the next thing we do is we put our hands on. I already got some hands out here. And these just fit onto their appropriate sleeves. And I always put it at 12 and 12 so that they're kind of lined up. Got to adjust it here. Bring the 12 up to where it belongs. Okay, now we can do it. Just 12 to 12. And this is going to go there. It's got a little nut that holds it on in place. And depending on who you get your clock kit from, this may differ. And some clock kits have minute hands and some of them don't. And then we can adjust our height by just tweaking it. There we go. You don't want them touching, but on the other hand, you don't want them too far apart either, otherwise it catches on stuff. Put your battery in and it should give you good time. Now I didn't tighten that nut up underneath, and it will shift from side to side a little bit until you tighten that up. But there we go. Finished product. Glad you could come along for the ride. I'll have a list of where I got my supplies and materials from in the write-up. Hope you enjoy this project. It would be a great project for somebody's shop or as a gift. So until next month, thank you for watching and happy carving.